Gary says he's got some interesting news. I mean, he could take over some of the time now if he wants to talk about it, or just relegate it to his 2 or 3 minutes.
I can start. I'm always to always jump in. Yeah, we had a really exciting end of the year. I think I met most of the people on here. Our core business was a enterprise SEO agency, and actually in November we were acquired a company in Brazil, basically the America Online of Brazil, Compass UOL, acquired 80% of us. So that was really exciting on the services side of the business. We still have a 3-year commitment and a vested interest to kind of see them succeed. They promised to leave us alone, and we're like 3 months into it, and they've been doing that. So that's really, really exciting. They're looking to go public in the next 1 to 2 years. So that could be some more excitement with those things. But I think what it's really actually done also is many of you here, and kind of more of the focus with this group, has been our artificial intelligence product, Inc. And one of the really exciting things that we're doing, that we're going to be launching in, I think it's the end of this month. I'm losing track of all these things, but it's been a desktop application. And so we're going to be launching it into the cloud. So it'll be now a Chrome plugin. So as you've all probably here used Grammarly, Grammarly lives where you are, whether you're texting, emailing, anything like that. And the new version of Inc. will do the exact same thing. So we're going where consumers are. So Inc. is basically like Grammarly on steroids for content writers. So Grammarly is checking spelling and grammar. This is checking performance. So we're really trying to coin the performance. There's the language optimization space. We're trying to coin the content optimization space. There's natural language processing, natural language generation. So we're going to try to focus on natural language optimization is kind of the key focus with Inc. So if you guys haven't tried it, I'll put a link in here to do it, and then just keep your eye out for the end of this month, and we'll be launching that new cloud, and that really lets us integrate with all digital channels. We've also got an AI editor built into it. So now it's not just scoring content, it's writing content. So you can gen out content in seconds, and then it'll let you know how it's going to perform, and then you can publish. I do want to plant one other really important seed, and very important for this group in particular, is with a lot of this change and growth, we're going to be going out for a new round of funding for Inc. We've got that almost 90% committed, so that's really exciting. But one of the big things that we're trying to do is now, with a lot of these developments in the businesses, we're going to be looking for a new CEO. So I'll maybe send out to you, Mike, and you can share, but we've got a great profile. If anybody in their networks knows somebody that would potentially be a good candidate, great experience in the software space, love to talk to them. So I know I probably well exceeded my time limit. So
we gave you a little extra because it's new news, very interesting news, very exciting. That's congratulations on the deal with Compass UOL, is it called?
Yes.
Compass UOL, and your move to the cloud. That's great. Yeah. So what I'll do is I will just drop you to the end, if that's okay.
Perfect.
So that make sure we get everybody else in.
Yeah.
But Michael, maybe that should be like a new section when we're in a smaller setting called New News.
Yeah, certainly I could do new news, or just news as they would call it. Let's see. Where is chat? Chat. I hit it. There it is. Okay, so I'm going to send the order. So Audrey, Rochelle, Bryce, here it is. Audrey, Rochelle, Bryce, Robert, Henning, in that order. I figure we could do 3 minutes. We have we're good with time. So let us know what's going on. If you've got any new news for the for the new year, any new objectives, anything exciting, let me know, or let us all know about it. And for those of you who would want to put their LinkedIn in the chat, that's a good way to connect. Of course, if you just jot down the company name, you can find everybody here on trustref.net. And soon, at some point, not too distant future, we'll have a version of trustref.net where you could look up people by their names as well as a member. So, Audrey, why don't you take it away?
Hi, everybody. Happy New Year. Great to be back. So let's see what's new this year. Well, I am launching a masterclass series once a month to talk about the topic of the month. The class this month will be on the 27th. It's 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 p.m. West Coast Time. And since I've been posting a lot about substantiation and claims, that's what I'm going to address this particular month. So bring your questions. I will be posting that on Friday on LinkedIn. So stay tuned with the link to register. And if you have questions, join us. And even if you don't have questions, please join us. Also, I started, sorry, it's like having a kid. When you get on the phone, they want your attention. Anyway, so I started my firm's YouTube channel. I'll be sharing that link soon, and hopefully my new website will be ready to launch as well. So I've been busy trying to get my ducks in a row and start the year with a bang.
I think does anybody not know what Audrey does? I don't think you really explained it.
No, I'm going to get into that. So
Stacey raised her hand, and she works with lawyers. By the way, I muted everybody because I'm on the view where the speaker gets the whole screen. Okay. I didn't mute you, of course.
So real quick, so my pitch is your marketing working for you or against you? Is your website hurting your business? Hi, I'm Audrey Glover-Dichter, and I'm an attorney, and I practice advertising, marketing, and promotions law, and I help businesses be legally compliant with all their marketing assets in English and Spanish. So I work with a lot of creative agencies because they're the ones who understand that this field of law exists, and I help agencies as well as the business side to make sure that they are legally compliant. I review everything and anything having to do with your marketing, including obviously the labeling and packaging, your website, and especially your website is important because I review not just for advertising law compliance, but I also review under the FTC and other federal agencies that may be applicable. But also I review intellectual property issues, like for example, are you infringing? Is somebody else infringing? Do you have the right licensing? Do we need to get you the right licensing for photos, music, videos? Sorry. And then if you have a website, I help you with the privacy law issues. You need to be legally compliant, whether you want to or not. Doesn't matter how big, how small you are or where you're located. If you have a website, you are advertising nationally and internationally. So I help you by drafting all the legal documents, privacy policy, terms and conditions, cookie policy, do not sell. And I also review for ADA online compliance. I'm not tech. I work with your tech to get you legally compliant on the back end, and I do all the legal writing on the front end. And I do all that in English and Spanish. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you. Do I still have more time?
No, you're out, but that's okay.
Thank you.
And we can hear the dog speaking Spanish in the background. All right. Yeah,
they're bilingual. I found out this week.
Rochelle, you are up. I put everybody on mute so you all unmute yourself.
Hi there. Hi, everyone. So it's Rochelle from Dynamic Business Growth. And I always say it's dynamic business growth and not schlep along business growth. So what does it take to run a business? And I'm here to tell you, it's not prayer, although we, especially with COVID, we may need a little bit of that to kind of support what we're doing. But I also find that when it comes to businesses, very rarely does a company know how to tell a great story about what they do. They try to put a size 10 foot of information in a size 6 shoe. They are boring, long-winded, common, generic. I can go on, but the key to the factor is they are not compelling. You don't walk around and say, pretty, 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 please tell me more. If anything, I've seen so many presentations where I would almost pay somebody to stop speaking. So when it comes to your business, I want to know, how did you pull a rabbit out of a hat? What makes you extraordinary? What makes you this high-level thinker? And when we focus on that and we tell stories about that, it demonstrates your expertise. We don't have to say that, my name's Rochelle. I've been in business for 30 years and I'm located in Midtown Manhattan. My response to that is I couldn't care less. I want to know, what did you do during those 30 years that makes that impact? So creating these dynamic stories is where I've done recently some of my best work. And here's the key to that. People get paid so much more because when you're focusing on your expertise and you're standing out based on that, you become what I call the freedom tower. You're the ones that's the expert, and you can really charge quite a bit more for that. So I've been doing a lot of working right now is adjusting fees to what people are doing, and they're getting a heck of a lot more. And each time they sign a contract for more money, I'm more excited than they are. So again, it's Rochelle at Dynamic Business Growth, and see, are your fees, are your stories in line for the expertise that you want to be known for?
Thank you very much. And you want to say anything about the program that you are launching this year?
I am launching, God willing, fingers crossed. Hopefully, I want it to be in February. There's been so many delays for God knows how many reasons. And the program is called Ultimate Power Pitch. We're over 6 weeks. I will work with you to develop your dynamic pitch. So stay tuned. If you've got some interest in that prior to that and you want to know something about it, give me a call and I can, we'll talk and see if it's a good fit for you.
And so you could find Rochelle, if you look up Dynamic, you'll find her on trustref.net. And also, I'm sure she's going to put her LinkedIn in the chat. Okay, Bryce, you are up.
How much time did we have for this?
3 minutes.
Perfect. So could I share screen?
Absolutely. Oh, hold on. Let me make sure you can do that. Are you able to? Sharing
no.
options, all participants, go for it.
So I'll just briefly go over this. And so we started a new piece of consulting for our business that we call the business engine optimization. So I'm just going to run this quick video as an example. And if anybody wants to dive a little bit deeper into it with us, we're going to be running a small webinar Tuesday morning next week. So I'll post a link for that afterwards. Can you hear this?
No.
Oh, I need to share. I need to share the
Audio.
Yeah. Here we go. You hear it now?
No. No.
No? Okay, well, I'll just talk about it then. So what this is basically is there's a whole bunch of different pieces of the business that that come together to actually make the business itself. So there's sales, there's marketing, there's internal organization, there's all of the different pieces of a business. So what this process essentially looks at is where can we make optimizations in the business that help improve either profitability, revenue, more transactions for clients, command higher prices, stuff like that. So one of the big pieces and that has a marketing component to it is an MVP, market dominating position. What do you, and Rochelle basically speaks to this, what is the thing that makes your business special compared to everybody else's? And so we have this process where we dive into a whole bunch of different aspects of the business to optimize it. And this is what this actually looks like. So there's strategy, trust, policies, leads, downsells, additional products and services, all of these different things any business can basically apply to their business in having a more comprehensive and complete not just view and situation awareness of the business, but where you actually want to go to and how to actually get there. So we've done this for a number of different fairly large businesses, and just as a case in point, so we asked one company, if I were to ask your employees what it is that you guys do, would I get the same answer that you just gave me? They answered no. And we said, okay, well, you need to go fix that. So they had a big corporate meeting with their 250 staff, and basically amalgamated everybody to say, hey, this is what we're now doing. And they generated about $1 million in sales just by all of their organization being really clear on what the organization was about. So if you're interested in looking into this, I'll post a link in the chat for next Tuesday. Michael, this is what I was going to suggest to you to come check it out. And a couple of the people in TRN already came and take a look at it, said it was really cool. So yeah, feel free to stop by. And yeah, thanks.
Tuesday, what time?
It will be at 8:30 Pacific, so 11:30. 30 Eastern. What Tuesday? Next Tuesday. I'll post a link in a sec here.
Okay, yeah, that might work. Tuesday is the whatever. Okay. Cool. Thank you so much. And next is Robert, then Henning, then Mark.
Cool.
Robert, you're up.
I like how you put everybody in order so you know when you're next. It's great.
Absolutely.
I've been waiting, been nervous for 3 minutes now. Hi everybody, I'm Robert Weiss from my company's Multivision Digital, and we're all about video. I can say that 100 times. That's the only thing that we do, just video. We come at it from a standpoint of video is just a form of content. So if you're launching a product, or you're trying to create an email cadence, or you're trying to advertise, or you're recruiting people, what do you do to do all those things? You create content. Well, we say, well, let's put video into that mix, because video gives the most amount of information in the shortest amount of time. And we all love video. So that's what we do. Any questions? I don't really have any.
Who's typical target market?
We work with, when we go out to market ourselves, we focus on legal and accounting and manufacturing. Those are kind of like the two sides of the house. So we've got legal, marketing, legal, accounting, and then manufacturing. This year, I'm developing a new website called Multivision Creative that's going to go more of the advertising stuff versus the more B2B corporate stuff meaning video.
and the advertising is going to be like for social media.
It could be social media. It could be commercials.
Mm-hmm.
It could be more for placement driven advertising.
Okay.
Where you're going to spend a lot more money than a B2B social media post or an animated explainer video or talking head, but they're going to use it for some type of paid, I'm going to spend $50,000 to $500,000 or $1 million to advertise that video to a specific target audience through an ad network. Now that could be online, it could be OTT, it could be cable, it could be network. There's a lot of different ways for people to advertise these days, but the theory is that it's a different kind of audience for us, more creative agencies, advertising agencies versus, a marketing person at a B2B shop.
And is that a Golden Globe award behind your head there?
No, that's a Telly. It's a Telly award.
Oh,
Kind of looks like a Golden Globe, doesn't it? Yeah.
Very cool.
So that's it. So, and if anybody has any questions about video, happy to answer them and give you some.
I referred you to somebody to you. Did they contact you?
They did not yet.
Did not. All right.
Not yet.
Can't force that. All right. Next is, let's see, Robert, then Henning, Mark, Stacey. Henning, you're up.
Okay, absolutely. Thank you, Michael. I started a business about 2.5 years ago. that is a matchmaker for fractional and interim sales leaders. We have at this point a roster of about 300 executives, collectively covering every industry, every product type, every type of sale. On average, 20, 25 years of sales leadership experience. And our job is to place these executives into roles where they're a fit. And our target market are growth-minded scaling businesses. And we go from anywhere from pre-revenue to somewhere between 10 and 15 million in revenue, which often represents 5 or 6 salespeople, which is a cutoff at which you typically need a full-time sales leader in place. And if the fractional model doesn't work as well anymore. And we can identify 3 typical scenarios where we bring people in. One is pre-revenue. A tech founder realizing that he or she needs a skill set that they don't have to build out sales, not just hire somebody, but build out sales as a process, as a machine. A second scenario is a founder-led sales team, 1 or 2 sales reps. The founder has cycled through a few of those already because he or she doesn't have a handle on how to properly manage a team. And the third one is a company that's stuck and plateaued. What we've seen is 1 million, 5 million, because the skill set that got them to that number is not the same skill set to get them to the next level. And they're bringing in somebody as a fractional contractor to help get the skill set that they don't have.
And did you see the chat? Looks like Bryce said he has a potential client for you, so definitely connect with Bryce.
Okay, we'll do Bryce.
Also jot this down. David Libby, his company is called the number 2 PINZ. You can look him up on TrustRef. He does PR for startups that are looking to exit. So oftentimes they're obviously trying to build their sales. So he might be a good guy to speak to.
Okay, thanks.
And if you forget or whatever, just ping me and I'll 2 pins. So remember the number 2 is the beginning of his company's name. Okay. Mark, then Stacey, then Andrea.
Hi, I'm Mark, and I do a lot of work with PE groups and private groups, and my main focus is pre-branding. So I do a lot of qualitative, quantitative market research, go-to-market strategies, and I love, doing customer experience. That's always a major plus. I also mentor in 4 different for free groups, and and I also work for 2 colleges, so it's keeps me pretty busy.
Very cool. So a lot of research for you said for PE firms that are buying companies or looking.
Well,
to buy
that's
companies.
true, and the difference is that the private groups are actually more interested in the research than the private equity groups, because in most cases they already have an offer in and they've already made up their mind whether they're buying it or not.
So when you say private, you mean corporate?
Yeah, I mean,
corporations
a
or-
lot of the corporate clients that I work for are probably between 25 to 50 million in sales.
Any particular verticals?
Mhm. And the verticals are normally technology.
And how do you typically find your leads? Referrals?
Referrals, anybody who's actually in trouble, especially if they're a tech company. But interestingly enough, I've actually been approached recently by a couple manufacturing companies. So that happens too.
In that case, it's sort of, are they looking at acquiring other companies, or is it more product research?
Well, with the manufacturing companies, it's more like they've been in business for a while, and all of a sudden, they're not doing so well for any number of reasons.
All right. And what type of research are you doing for them? We've got 40 seconds left, so.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, most of the research they do is qualitative, and then mostly it's one-on-one. So a lot of times I go in and I find out, you know, from either competitors or from, you know, their customers, what the heck's going on, you know, and that's often quite interesting.
Why things are going south. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's see. And Mark, by the way, is based in Southern Florida. Stacey, you're up. Stacey, you may be on mute. Stacey, you still with us?
I'm still here. You see me?
All right, go for it. Yep.
Okay. My name is Stacey Mathis, and I have or own a web presence called Legal Copywriting Central. And what we do essentially is provide copy and content for law firms and companies that sell to law firms. So we write anything, offline material as well as online material. We write press releases and blog posts, landing pages, websites, anything that someone in the legal industry uses to sell and promote their services. We try to, I think what distinguishes us is the fact that we try to, in our research, we try to create copy that doesn't, we try to make it so that a lawyer isn't competing with his competitors. I know that's redundant, but stands out, but in a sense that sort of in a, like a blue ocean kind of way, where they're promoting something about themselves or about their service that the other attorneys in their space can't compete with. You know what I'm saying? So we dig until we find that element, that nugget that really makes it theirs. And then we craft our copy around that, whatever that unique thing is. And yes, I know my brain trust over there, Rochelle, hates the word unique, but for lack of a better word, unique. So yeah, so that's what we do.
I use the term unfair competitive advantage.
Okay.
Because everybody should have one. Otherwise, you're just run of the mill, right? And there's usually some combination of things that bring you out and make you stand out for a particular market segment. Cool. And your best leads are?
Lawyers and people who have sell products or services to lawyers, case management programs, any type of service where attorneys are their primary client.
And do other marketing agencies, do you partner with other marketing agencies?
Yes, absolutely, yes. One of my biggest clients happens to be a marketing agency for lawyers. So yes. Good.
Thank you so much, Stacey. And you're based where? Are you in New York City?
New York City.
Right.
In New York City. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Andrea and Scott and then Ken. Andrea, you'll have to unmute yourself. You're muted.
Wow. Okay. Can you hear me now?
We can certainly hear you.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Nice to be here. My first ever. Thank you, Michael, for being patient with me. My name is Andrea Katz. I run a small branding strategy group in New York by the name of Ideon, which is ancient Greek for ideas. On the new news side, I'm pleased to say we have just gotten the trademark for shifting brands from what they do to why they do it. Now, you may say, what is that? It's probably upstream from all of the work that you do. It means that we go into businesses and figure out why they exist, not what they do. For example, Apple has 4 times the brand value of Samsung, because Samsung talks about what? The size or the gigahertz or the size of the screen or bendability. Apple talks about privacy or how to make life easier for you. So Most of my group comes out of Interbrand and Landor, the big Madison Avenue agencies. Our sweet spot is branding, meaning research, brand strategy, messaging, design, and then activation, actually launching them, in which case I might need many of you because you're slightly downstream from where we start. And our sweet spot is financial services, healthcare, Busey. So we've worked for Citibank, Sam Financial Services, Estee Lauder in Busey, United Healthcare, and so on. But we also do a huge amount of work in nonprofits. We find them interesting and interested in having wine brands that have that unique differentiation, and we find them as commodities, and we move them into that unique space.
Very cool, thank you. And your own background, weren't you headed up marketing for EY, was it? Many years?
I was the chief marketing officer at KPMG.
KPMG, sorry, that was a mistake.
That's okay, that's okay. But EY was Adion's client. When the the M&A group, we rebranded them when they got no attention from their global marketing group.
Right, right. So that's the what to the why, the EY.
The what to the why, the what to the why. We on New News, we also have a new HubSpot website. I have to say, small agency transitioning to HubSpot is not for the faint of heart, if anyone here knows HubSpot. But we're now on HubSpot, on Zoom Info, and improving every day.
So cool. And also in Manhattan, correct?
In Manhattan. And thank
Wonderful.
you, Michael, for your lead. We spoke with them today.
Oh, good. Okay, good luck with it. Scott, then Ken, then Gary. Scott Lang, you're up. Probably on mute. Yes, you are on mute.
I thought you were the master of muting. Well, first of all, good afternoon, everyone. For those of you that have met me before, it's nice to see you again, and Happy New Year to everybody. I did send a chat message to you, Stacey. You might want to look at it. And Andrea, I'm very interested to get a way to get in touch with you. So what I do is basically partnerships and alliances. And that's my principal focus. I do some work in advertising, digital marketing, but which has been a lot of my background. But my principal focus is now working with several different clients. So I work with the Black Entrepreneur Initiative, which is knowledge, tools, and support for underserved minority entrepreneurs, particularly Black and people of color and women business enterprises. I also consult the Greater New York Chamber of Commerce for the same purpose in finding community, what they call community partners and patrons, as well as just bringing some new members along the way. And then in addition to that, working with some sports and entertainment properties. I represent the World Pro Ski Tour. I represent, today I just had a call from a company that's got an app. So this is the intersection of my digital experience and my event experience. This is an app that works with experiential marketing events. It's one of many different solutions. It's not anything that's it's proprietary right now, but it's not incredibly unique. But basically, and I've said this in different ways, I'm getting on in my career, and maybe some of you also feel the same way, but I try to pick up a piece of paper on the left side of my desk, connect the dots with people I know, and put it down on the right side of my desk and make some money in the process.
Okay, so I shut off my
one last thing, if I can add it. Anybody Please. And everybody on here, if you are interested in collaboration, I'm working with Victor Lee on a project right now in combat sports. And Victor, I met here, actually knew him before, but I re-met him here. And so I do work with the people I meet at Trusted Referral Network and collaborating and splitting the commissions.
Very cool. So yeah, and I know Scott had a big win, hopefully growing for the Black Entrepreneurship Initiative with, was it UPS?
Right. We just launched the UPS program. There you will be, maybe you will see some PR, and there's going to be some social media and publicity on this. We do 100 entrepreneurs in a pilot program with a cohort with custom content, and we're also doing individual mentoring and coaching with that program. And if anybody wants to know more about the Lonely Entrepreneur and the Black Entrepreneur Initiative, or what we're doing for Latinx and women and LGBTQ and any minority group that's really needs help from financing through knowledge, tools, and support, please ping me.
And Scott, you can find Andrea at ideon.agency or on TrustRef, just search Ideon, and you'll find all of her contact information there.
Ideon.agency, very cool. You probably
that may be the easiest way.
Yeah.
And
Alan Siegel was one of my collaborators recently.
So Andrea at, I think, ideon.agency. Okay, who is next? I think Ken Simon. Ken Simon joined, right? Ken, you still here?
I'm still here. Sorry for being late. I'm Ken Simon. With KBS Marketing. I work with small and mid-sized companies, helping them understand who their customers are and markets they're going after, and then to help them develop strategies for them to use to reach those markets. That could be anywhere from content management, content development, website design development, strategies, digital campaigns, also market research, and in some cases, I get involved with helping companies raise, develop pitch decks to raise capital, business plans. It depends on what they're looking for. I usually work with companies in the financial services, technology and service space, and usually B2B companies as well. But lately, I've been working with a number of companies that don't meet any of those criteria. And it's like restaurant. I'm involved with a restaurant recommendation engine company that's about to come out. It's called Plate Rate. They'll rate their, if you want, it's sort of like taking on Yelp, where they will, you could find, if you're looking for a place to eat, they will, you could find a restaurant and they'll tell you what the top meals, top dishes which were ordered at that restaurant. And that way you could it'll help you choose what you want to eat. So that they're trying to do it. And then they also have like where you can earn money back for ordering through them. So it's kind of a mishmash of different ideas that they're trying to see that work. And I'm also working with another company that is developing an app that's geared towards companies that want to protect themselves against phishing attacks and privacy. So it'll verify that you get an email from that. If Michael sends me an email and he's on the system, it'll verify that Michael is who he is and that whatever he sent me is real, not an attempted phishing attack. And also they have a secure messaging, which is like taking on, I guess, SendMail or whatever, where you can send secure documents. But anyway, so those are the type of companies I'm working with. And if anybody knows of companies that are looking to help them understand what markets to go after and what customers to target, that's what I do.
Wonderful. And out here in Scotch Plains, New Jersey, right next door to me.
Right, and cold as anything.
Yeah, it's been cold out here. All right, thank you.
Ken.
Yeah.
He grew up there, right? Yeah, Scott grew up in
Raritan Road.
Where?
Lambert Snow and Raritan Road.
Right, we spoke, Scott. Yeah, I'm in Highlander.
Small world. All right, let's see. I think that brings us back to Gary, if you want to give us a second update.
Yeah, sure. I just wanted to expand just a little. And Mike, I put together kind of a little brief introduction for Inc. and then also a couple of documents that kind of outline the CEO that we're looking for. So I don't know if that's something you can send out or something that would be really.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that.
if that's the right thing.
Sure.
Very fortunate with Inc., as we kind of mentioned before. Inc. is like Grammarly on steroids for content writers. So it lets you, it can auto-generate content for you. You correct it. We score it to see how relevant it is with patented technology to rank on Google, and then you publish. And the future, which will be launching later in January, is everything will be living in the cloud. So we're starting with a Chrome plugin. Very fortunate. We have about 350,000 users, registered users, about 60,000 returning per month. And now we're securing, we've invested about 2 million to date into the product. We're going out for kind of the first round of funding. It's about 99% committed. It'll be locked in like the next 2 months. And the first thing on the list is to get a CEO. So if anybody in the group through friends, family, or your networks knows somebody with good software as a service kind of experience, love to talk to them. We're engaging our network. We've got, kind of headhunters, different things, but, this has always been such an incredible network for resources. Just want to kind of throw that out there and kind of share it. So don't want to take more time because I did that at the beginning, but, a pleasure to see everybody again. And I hope everybody has an awesome 2022.
Thank you. And thank you for sharing the news again. I know Ken missed it in the beginning. And congratulations on having 350,000 users. Yeah, I'm very impressed by the product. Gary had demoed it a couple of months ago to the group, and it really is very impressive. The artificial intelligence writing is particularly impressive. That's hard to do, but the way they've structured it, it's quite impressive. And then
Was this Inc? Was this?
Yeah, if you go to Inc.
I've been playing around with it.
Oh, awesome.
And there's also another one called Copy AI. I don't know if that's a competitor, I would assume.
Yeah, Copy AI is artificial intelligence writing. So that's kind of one component that's built into it. But really where everything is going, simple, quick analogy. Think of email 5 years ago. You used to get an email in your inbox. It was cool and nice. Now it's just getting flooded with your inbox. You talked about an authentication tool to validate if the email is coming from a trusted source. That's what's now happening on the web and in the internet. Now that there's GPT-3 and products like that, you can auto-generate content easily. So natural language generation is very easy. What we're focused on is natural language optimization. So optimizing it to actually be found, engage, and convert. And we've gotten patented technology that in real time, it's querying how it would rank on Google and what you need to correct. And then when you publish, you're 450% more likely to rank on the first page.
I've been playing around with it for, after I saw that, because I've been trying this with a client just to see the different things. Or the only thing I could suggest, one thing though, is like,
please,
if you have like you're like, I was hitting my head because I haven't done Google ads in years, and now I have a client I'm trying to set up a simple Google ads thing. And I was trying to, and you have like Facebook headlines or whatever, but you don't have anything for Google.
Okay, Google AdWords, you mean?
Yeah, Google AdWords. Yeah, just like
Okay.
like headline or whatever. Just
Okay, I will put that. I'll bring that back to the team. Thank you. Yeah, we built about 60 tools, and those are going to continually kind of evolve.
I like it. It's easy to use.
Yeah, it's very cool, and it's very reasonably priced. So if anybody, there's a free version, of course, but then there's I think the next version up is 30 a month, or is that the premium?
It's 30 a month for the premium. Yes, and you sign up for a year, and there's a discount.
Right.
So
Thank you.
30 what a month?
$30 per month.
Yeah, that's US.
And hearing all this for the first time, is this the Edgy Labs or the Inc?
This is
Inc for all. Inc for all.
Yeah, inkforall.com.
Okay.
Yeah. Look it up. It's very cool. And there's also an affiliate program, obviously because it's a relatively inexpensive product. It's not going to make you rich as an affiliate, but I'm working on it. All right, I'm going to give myself my 30 seconds. If you could everybody mute so the thing doesn't switch around again. So as you know, my name is Michael Bendit. Besides leading the Trusted Referral Network, I have a business called Software Development Resources. As the name implies, I provide software development resources. So I represent, do sales representation for about 10 different teams with different specialties. About half of our work is marketing oriented work. So it comes out of the marketing world. That's why I do a lot of networking in the marketing world. About 40%, I would say, is in startups, and then maybe 10% in other. It could be large corporations. Usually that's through an agency. I do a lot of networking, particularly in the marketing space, because our best leads are marketing agencies. Those are digital agencies that don't always have the right level of resources, the right kind of resources for programming in-house. So, maybe they've got some WordPress skills, but either they run out of resources, in other words, they're too busy, the programmers in-house, and they need extra help, or something comes over the transom that is a different platform. Let's say it's a Shopify platform, Magento, or something completely different. And they need a team that's got that expertise, or mobile, for example. I just got a request from somebody who does, many people may know David Title from Bravo, who pinged me. He said, do you have anybody who has experience building systems with NFTs, so non-fungible tokens, which is essentially blockchain technology. And I do have a team that has done dozens of those types of projects. So hopefully that will turn into something. They're doing, I think, a NFT-based photo booth. David always says that whatever anybody says they really want a photo booth. Apparently, that's a big thing. Best leads for me are digital marketing agencies that do digital marketing, understand it, but don't always want to focus on sort of the building the engine side of it and the nitty gritty that goes into programming. My background is, I studied computer science engineering many, many years ago, but I've always sort of been on the business side of technology, software in particular, and I really enjoy that work, helping people, build things or have things built that they really don't know where to go to get built. So we do have about 10 minutes left. By the way, I will add, I'm going to go into gallery mode, get everybody on the screen again. I had a conversation today with David Berkowitz, who's the head of Serial Marketers. If you're not a member of Serial Marketers, you might want to become one. It's a very active Slack channel. David has been running it for a couple of years now, and it has a very large, I don't know exactly how many people, but a very large number of people and pretty active. But he took a job as SVP of content marketing for MediaOcean. So he's seeking out help from people in his community to help him manage serial marketers. So he and I are going to be partnering on a monthly salon, which will be more oriented toward a presentation of a new technology or newish, what's new in marketing. It doesn't have to be a technology. So probably dedicating about half the time of an hour meeting to that, and then having breakouts, 4 or 5 people, 3 or 4 or 5 people. So we will be looking for people who've got really interesting technology or something that is new in the marketing world that they can speak to with authority. And he usually gets a pretty big turnout. It's going to be the third Wednesday of each month, 5 p.m. Eastern. So the first one's going to be on February 16th, but we haven't yet found a speaker, so we're not publicizing it yet.